illicit, immoral, and illegal sex is spoken of in the Bible. There are key points where, okay, Old Covenant King David saw Bathsheba bathing on a nearby roof, and he wanted her. He eventually, in order to have Bathsheba as his wife, well, eventually she became his wife. But in the process of doing or acquiring her, he had her husband in a war zone put out to the front of the line and then abandoned so he would be killed by the enemy. And King David did that in order to cover up his illegal, immoral, illicit affair whereby he got Bathsheba pregnant. And then the kid died. Okay, there's one example. Now, another one is in something that's being described, and I'll say the church in the box has turned it into an illegal, immoral, illicit presentation rather than what Paul identified it to be and the purpose of his presentation. See, I get in trouble sometimes. People not in trouble. People get on my case because I say the bride of Christ is a spaceship. Now, why do I say that? Because that's what's recorded in Revelation. Throughout the book and throughout the Bible, that concept is presented. But where does this concept of the bride of Christ being a people instead of a place? Jesus is married to his job. He's the captain of that ship, the Heaven Castle ship. So where does that concept get put forward from? That the bride of Christ is a people and not a place. Predominantly it comes from Romans chapter 6 and 7. And Paul is using an example of the law and how we, through the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, have been redeemed from the curse of the law, and that under the new covenant we are no longer under the law. And he goes into great detail about it. But in his explanation or his presentation of how the law works, there is a word that is translated married. Now that word is used how many times? In the New Testament, that word that is translated married in Romans chapter 7 is used 672 times in the New Testament, okay? 672. That word, every other place that is used, is used in a manner where to make it so, or it came to pass, or so be it. But it's used in that type of a usage, to make it so be it. It came to pass. But only 3 times in the entire Bible, in the entire New Testament, is that word ever translated married, or even anything close to married. Only 3 times, and it's in that one chapter. Romans chapter 7. Now I challenge you to go look at that and see, because the way that it's presented there, the woman that has a husband that goes out and has an illicit, immoral, illegal affair with another man. But in the way that it's translated, the word married is used instead of the illegal, immoral, illicit affair. But Paul is trying to present a concept that is what? Is it elusive? Is it whatever? I am going to leave it at this point. If anybody's curious about it, I'll challenge you. Read Revelation chapters, 21 and 22, about God's house, the heaven castle ship, and Jesus being the captain of that ship, and that ship being described as the bride of Christ. And then go back and read Romans chapter 7 about the illegal, immoral, illicit affair. That, the way that some people apply that, they're accusing Jesus for applying what? Really? Illegal, immoral, illicit? I don't think so. Paul's got something else that he is presenting in Romans chapter 7, rather than what the church in the box says, or institutionalized religious practice, saying that the bride of Christ is a people, when very clearly in Revelation chapter 21 presents that the bride of Christ is a place. It's describing that ship that Jesus is the captain of. If you can dream it, you can do it, and enjoy the journey as you go.